Hey, I'm Ed Masley. You're watching Heavy Metal Television. Don't touch that mouse. You're watching Heavy Metal Television. I'm Ed Masley. I'll be your host for the next 4 hours. I'm going to get you started here with some Kill Switch Engage. You're watching Heavy Metal Television. I'm your host, Ed Masley. I also write about some of these bands when they come through town at azcentral.com. You can actually go there and check out our guide to all the bigger metal shows coming through Phoenix for the next several months. But this band is not coming through Phoenix in the next several months. It's just Tantric here on Heavy Metal Television. You're watching Heavy Metal Television. I'm your host, Ed Masley, and we're going to get this set started with some Avenged Sevenfold. Thanks for hanging out with us on Heavy Metal Television. We're going to start this set with some Slayer. They're one of my favorite metal bands. I'm happy that we get to play some for you right now. You're watching Heavy Metal Television, and I have no idea how to say this band's name. I've only ever seen it in print. So we're going to start this set with this particular band. You're watching Heavy Metal Television, and we're here in Phoenix, so it's great to be able to play a local band. This is In Sight. I'm your host, Ed Masley. You're watching Heavy Metal Television. I'm your host, Ed Masley. The girl behind the camera said that I should say hello to our friends in Mexico, alive so far. Here they are here on Heavy Metal Television. You're watching Heavy Metal Television. I'm your host, Ed Masley. You're halfway through my shift here, my 4-hour journey through these metal videos. And we're going to play some Devil Driver. If you get a chance, you should check out my guide to upcoming metal shows on AZ Central. And if you want to follow any sort of announcements for concerts in the Valley, you can check me out on Facebook or Twitter. I'm pretty easy to find. It's just my name, Ed Masley. So this is Devil Driver here at the halfway mark on Heavy Metal Television. You're watching Heavy Metal Television. I'm your host, Ed Masley. Coming up, we have a video by AC/DC. I don't know if you're excited about the AC/DC tour with Axl Rose. It seems weird to me. But, you know, it is what it is. This is AC/DC here on Heavy Metal Television. You're watching Heavy Metal Television. I'm your host, Ed Masley. Right now we're going to play some Sepultura. This is I remember the first time I heard these guys, I was working at the Metal record store in Pittsburgh. I worked with that was really my introduction to a lot of metal culture, was getting to know these guys at the store. Some of them were in a band on Metal Blade Records, Eviction. If you've heard Eviction, I used to sell records standing next to them at a counter. So this is Sepultura, whose records we did sell, in fact, at Heavy Metal Television. You're watching Heavy Metal Television. I'm your host, Ed Masley. We're going to start this set with a little bit of Skid Row here on Heavy Metal Television. I'm saying the name Heavy Metal Television too many times because I'm nervous. That just happens. Thanks for hanging out with Heavy Metal Television. I'm sure some of you are wondering by now, why is the host wearing a Kinks t-shirt? It was clean. And you know, a lot of people say that You Really Got Me was the first heavy metal song. I don't know if it was, but I do like this shirt. This is Miss May I here on Heavy Metal Television. You're watching Heavy Metal Television. I'm your host, Ed Masley. You can also find me at AZ Central, where I write about upcoming concerts in the Valley, do interviews. I just did a really nice interview with Flotsam and Jetsam, local metal legends. They just released a new album. You should check out that interview. In the meantime, you should watch this video by IMI. Thank you for hanging with us here on Heavy Metal Television. We're nearing the end of my hosting duties today, and I'm happy to start this set with a song by Huntress. Hey, thanks for hanging out here on Heavy Metal Television. We're going to start this set with one of the great metal bands, Iron Maiden. You know, I think during the last break I mentioned Flotsam and Jetsam. Don't they have a song? They have a song called Iron Maiden. So there's a connection there. I just felt like making. I don't know why. But this is Iron Maiden on Heavy Metal Television. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me here on Heavy Metal Television. I've been your host, Ed Masley. This is the last set I'm playing. This is a band, we're here in Phoenix, and this is a band that has had several members live here. This is Megadeth, whose leader used to live here, and Ellefson, Dave Ellefson from Megadeth just signed a really good local kid band out here. I say kid band, they're teenagers, but they're really good, Dollskin. You should check them out. And this is Megadeth here on Heavy Metal Television.